lovelies! Welcome back to my channel Shamir Styles, and in today's video we have another unboxing. I got these items from Amazon in keeping with my holiday theme. Okay lovelies, let's get started. Today I wanted to have a girly chit chat about self-love. I like to do these chit chats while we're looking at our goodies. Today I wanted to talk about self-love, and to be honest, I'm a little nervous because I think it's a little obnoxious to say you're gonna talk about self-love in a 10-minute video. But what I'm gonna do is focus on things that have helped me over the years. So everything here is from Amazon. So let's get started. Um, so the first thing that I do in terms of like self-love care is I have an existential grounding, or I have my faith, right? And I'm not gonna really go into my faith because I don't want to sound as if I'm selling my religion or anything like that on this channel. But when it comes to self love, I think that every human being needs to have some sort of existential grounding. And for me, that's my faith, that's my religion. And for you, you're gonna have to find out what that is gonna look like for you. And the reason I think that this matters is because I find that it gives you freedom and it gives you the space to be yourself. And I have a story to explain what I mean by this. I used to struggle a lot with feelings of guilt, especially when I met very good people who had a different lifestyle from mine. And I would question, like, is my lifestyle good? Am I a good person? Am I holding myself to the right standards? And one of the things that people don't talk about as you move into adulthood is that peer pressure really changes. It changes from, oh, okay, high school pressures and the pressures of, doing bad things to the pressures of being a good citizen, someone who's making a worthwhile contribution to society. And I feel like that's the struggles we have in adulthood. And I find that when you have an existential grounding, or for me, because I have my faith, whenever I'm confronted by people who are different from me, who are very good people, very good souls, I find that my faith helps me to be okay with not changing or adjusting based on these persons that I've met. So I hope that makes sense. Um, but anyway, this is our first item. So when I was shopping, I did get one red and one green item in keeping with actual holiday colors and not my favorite colors, pink and blue. So let's look at this. I actually love onesies. So like rompers and those sort of stuff. They're just so convenient. And they're just so elegant and easy to wear. And they're also super comfortable. Also, if you're having a commute, it's gonna be super warm because it's like a pants dress. That's how I think about it. So here's our first piece. It's this beautiful satin silk jumper or romper from Amazon. It's absolutely stunning. I really love it. I think it's hard to appreciate it now without seeing seeing it on the body or seeing it on the model, because it just looks sort of like boxy, but it's really nice. And one of the things I like to do during the holidays is experiment with material. And sometimes, to be really honest, like if you can't afford a very expensive piece of clothing for your holiday events, then looking for a expensive material look-alike can make you look like you spent more money than you actually did. So I actually like to pick up pieces like this because I think this was $40, right? And I think it looks more expensive than $40. It looks like genuine silk because I've actually owned genuine silk pieces before. And The upside with this is having silk imitation is that you don't have to send it to the laundry. You don't have to do dry cleaning. You can just toss it in the washer and like it's ready to go. So this is the first one and I'm excited to try it on for you guys in the try on haul. Okay, lovelies, on to the second box. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a joke. I did this whole thing before, but the camera wasn't recording. And it's hilarious because it actually put me in such a good mood. Uh, because I was so nervous about the things I was saying that when I finished it and I listened to the recording, the audio, because that was all I had, I was like, this didn't sound as bad as I thought it. So, here's the second box. We're talking about self love and we're gonna keep on with that. So I'm gonna open this for you guys. So the other big thing about self-love that I want to talk about and something that I do for myself is that I avoid taking up or accumulating toxic masculinity behavior. Right, girls? And this is where, ladies, we get really hypocritical because we are accumulating traditionally toxic masculinity behavior. And I think a lot of us are in denial. So here's the first piece, this lovely pink dress. Every time I see it, because this is not the first time I've seen it, but every time I see it, I get excited. So, I really like it. I love it so much. And what I love most about it is that I could legitimately sleep in this, roll out of bed, put on some great shoes, and look and look perfectly fine. Guys, I'm kind of lazy. I have my lazy time. So here it is. It's crushed velvet. It's really pretty. Look at that color. It's so rich. Yes. And it's really comfortable and it's so soft. And because we have like this really um loud material, I would say, because velvet is a loud material, right? You definitely want to wear understated shoes with velvet. So Um, so ladies are picking up toxic masculinity behavior, right? And it's largely due to survival, right? A lot of times, especially in science, as I'm in science, and like it's such a boys' club, and a lot of ladies get to this place where they want to fit in, they want to be accepted, and they just get swept away. You can just see them slowly going, and I'm going to be honest, like ladies who do not like pick up toxic masculinity culture, they tend to move more slowly in my career. Like I could get on a soapbox and preach like you do move more slowly because you have to wait to work with men who are actually good people, good men. And in the same breath, you have to wait to work with women who are like good women, like who aren't in the whole toxicity, narcissistic, egoistic drama. And ladies, one of the things I tell myself every day is that it's okay to be vulnerable. Like that's like a trademark of toxic masculinity culture where human beings, because both women and men need this, where human beings deny their vulnerability. And it gets to the point where they're so sick, they're so caught up in this egoistic drama that they can't even be vulnerable by themselves, that even when they're alone they're inflicting that toxic behavior on themselves and in their minds. Ladies, come on, just don't do it, because you want to be able, when you get to where you get to, where you can look in the mirror and know even when nobody else knows, you know what you stood for, and you know what you turned down, and you know how you allowed yourself to love and deserve love. You understand what I'm saying? And love is a spectrum, right? So love can be respect. Loving yourself can mean demanding respect from everyone around you. You know what I mean? Just like how loving yourself can be allowing yourself to be vulnerable, crying, all of these things. But ladies, let's just say no to the toxic masculinity culture. Just say no. Just say no to drugs, ladies. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's not good. So this is the second item. This is a velvet dress and it's so beautiful. Like I love it. Look at this. It's gorgeous. And so most of these pieces are pretty long because except for the pink dress because I was thinking about people who might have a commute, like if you're gonna take the subway somewhere, something like that. And I don't like to wear tights with dresses. I think it looks really tacky. I don't like it. I just think it doesn't look good, especially if it's a fitted dress. If it's a loose dress, it can go, but if it's like a fitted dress, I think it looks really weird. Unless the tights is gonna be super sheer, where it looks like your legs are just airbrushed with makeup. That's the only time I think it looks okay. But yeah, so if I want to be warm, I'm not gonna wear my midi dress. I'm not gonna wear, my short dress. I'm just gonna go for a long dress. Um, so yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking about when I picked up this piece. And velvet is so warm, and it's also a really nice material for your Christmas photos. I might have said that before, but if you want your Christmas photos to look really high end, especially if you're sending them around to family, you can get like a nice Christmas dress in velvet. Because when you buy imitation velvet, it can look like you spent more money than you actually did. I think I said this before. Let me just not ramble. So here's the dress. So now we're gonna go into the third box. So we had two pieces in that box. So here's the third one. Okay, alright. So oh yes, this was the green dress, but it doesn't look green to me, right? It looks more like teal or blue green. So I was a little disappointed, but it's okay because velvet is a sort of material where the light can make the color look different. It's very, very typical. So it's not something that's deliberate. But yeah, this is the similar style to that dress, which is blue. And so here's this one. It's the same exact style. It's long, it's velvet, it's warm. I kept all the same things in mind when I picked out this piece. Of course, velvet is a material that it accumulates fuzzies really easily. So sometimes you have to keep your cleansing wand, the sticker baby. I don't know the name of it. In your purse. Okay, ladies. So, guys, I want to know what you guys do for self love, and I also want to get your comments about the things I shared before. So now we're moving on to the last box, right? These are our shoes. Um, Anyway, so the last thing I like to do for self love is that I like to write. I cannot journal to save my life. I can't keep a diary, but I love to write stories. Like writing stories, it makes me so happy. It brings me so much joy. And I love to write stories because I'm able to sort of dissociate from the experience where this thing that happened to me happened to this other character, right? And I'm just sort of able to deal with it from a distance, which honestly, sometimes when you go through something traumatic, you really need to be able to deal with it from a distance. Like, you can't deal with it up close. And writing stories helps me, and I've been doing that since I was 10, 11, well before any trauma. It used to be like I'd see a movie and I get inspired. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna write something because I watched this movie. So well before anything bad was happening in my life, because I had a beautiful childhood. Like, well before, like, I used to love to write as a way of reliving my experiences and extending them for like a longer time than I was able to in the moment. So here are shoes. They're from Nine West. This is a beautiful shoe. Look at that. It's a nice black leather shoe. I really love it. I prefer block heels, but I will wear heel like this. And this is an understated shoe I got to wear with the pink dress because, as I said, velvet is such a loud material. I kind of want something understated to wear with it. Here's the other shoe. It's very nice. Very nice shoe. Very classic black pumps. It's gonna serve you a really long time. So that's it, and we're coming up on our last item. Guys, I know this video has been long. Um, but yeah, so that's what I do. I write stories, and because it gives me the ability to self-reflect, and I think it's very humbling because when you're writing about this character, you are forced to think about things that you probably wouldn't want to admit to if you were just thinking about it in terms of yourself. Sometimes as people, we can psych ourselves out, or we can easily shift into denial mode. But often, when we're dealing with like somebody else, we're able to give them the allowances we wouldn't give to ourselves. It's the same when you're writing about a character. You're able to give this character an allowance you wouldn't give to yourself. You're able to speed up this character's personal growth in a way that maybe you can't do it for yourself, but maybe you emulate to be that way. And you're able to discuss that emulation through the narrative, through the writing. It's great. I love it. And I used to have so many stories, guys, like just piles. Like, I'll be going through my stuff and see like stories I wrote when I was like 12, 11. Because my mom, she always told me to keep my stories. And yeah, I'd love to publish a story one day. But most times, to be very honest, I just do it for myself. Like, I've thrown away so many like novellas, like stuff I've written over the years, just because when I read it, I'm able to see that this chapter of my life closed. So I don't have to hold on to that story anymore. I don't have to reread it anymore. And I've mostly written it for myself, not for other people to read. But maybe one day I'll have something for you guys to read. Um. Okay, so here's the final shoe. Look at this. This is really pretty. I really love this shoe. And I love this little detail here with the logo, the silver button with the logo. I got this to wear with the this green dress, but of course it doesn't really look green, so I'm not sure. But the color, I just thought the colors worked really well together here. And here's the other one. So here they are. They're really nice. I just love this patent leather. I like that it doesn't look cheap and tacky. Sometimes you find this patent leather, and it looks so like cheap and tacky. But it's Calvin Klein, so it's not gonna look that way. That just goes without saying. Okay, lovelies, that's everything I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the unboxing, and I'll see you in my next video.